This is N8IJG with the Trivia Net, starting in 5 minutes. I'm 147015. And for those that are listening and are interested, it will be live streamed on YouTube. You can do a search for N8IJG. So the Trivia Net will be live streamed today.
Nice presentation last night, thank you. And I will get on YouTube and see if I can live stream you. N1BCF.
All right, Sally, thank you very much. Not sure how you're going to identify, at least from this end. I have the Trivia Net as an indicator, but it's not showing up over here, so we'll be interested to see if it can be found or not. N8IJG.
N8IJG, KLPC. A very good morning to you, my friend Bill.
Good morning, Larry. Thank you for the use of this net, or this repeater rather.
Not a problem. Keep it as long as you need to keep it, and we'll keep her going. I'm just finishing up with air conditioner, guys, so I'm going to cut you loose for a minute, and I'll try to be back for the check-in. N8IJG, KLPC.
Very well, Larry. We'll be standing by. This is N8IJG. That's good.
Bill, it's telling me I need to have a Google password in order to get on YouTube. Is that for real?
I know I have to use one to stream, but I think if you just do a search for N8IJG, you should be able to pick up the stream. Being not on the receiving end, I really can't tell you.
Okay, let me try it on iPad instead of my laptop. Maybe that'll help. N1BCF.
Very well, and it's 9 a.m., so good morning, amateur radio world. It is 9 a.m. and it's time for the Trivia Net. This net meets every day of the year at this time and on this frequency today of 147.015 with a PL tone of 110.9. Thank you to the Norma Group for allowing us to use this repeater in the absence of our normal location being 146.94. I encourage all licensed amateurs to participate in the net. Your net control station for today is N8IJG, November 8, India Juliet Golf. My name is Bill and I'm located in Wickliffe. Before I begin the net, is there any station that needs this repeater for emergency or priority traffic? Then our format for today will be to have 3 rounds of participation. The first is a call to stations that have previously checked in, and at the conclusion of my list, I'll ask for any late arrivals and news stations wishing to join the net. We'll take a couple of trivia questions from the group, go through the list a second time, collect responses to those questions, and then get the final and correct answer from the questionnaires. Lastly, we'll do a round of general comments. But before I begin the call-up, are there any mobile, low-power, or fixed stations that need an early in and out?
Good morning, Bill. N8IJG mobile with a 930 checkout, please.
Ryan, N8RCV, have you as a 930 and we'll work accordingly. Any additional stations need an early in and out?
Yeah, it is in and out, Bill.
Tony, AI8M, good morning to you. Thank you for checking in. Roads are wet. Drive safely out there. Have a very good day. It's supposed to dry out, they say, at least for a while anyway. 73, thank you for checking in. Any additional stations that need an early in and out?
Any QWS mobile, just listening as usual. Be checking in and out.
Very well. Any QWS, have you as in and out? 73 to you. Thank you for taking a moment. Have a very good day. Any additionals? And then I'm going to go ahead right before I begin the call-up list. Reminder to those stations that are listening, if you wish. I am trying to live stream the Trivia Net this morning on YouTube. As not being on the receiving side, not exactly sure the procedure or how it is being identified on YouTube, but feel free to tune in. I may not be getting the same results, so just as a heads up that way. So, starting from the top of the list and continuing on with the net. Bill, W8BBL. Sally, N1BCF.
Morning, I am here. I have it on YouTube. It's like a 3-second delay, so I'm not going to hang in there. But it's there. I found it. N1BCF. I'm here.
All right, Sally, and for my information, is it indicated as the Trivia Net in the description, or what do you see on your side?
I see right now is N8IJG live stream.
Okay. As I said, I'm trying to work out a little better identification process. So, alrighty. Yes, there is a latency issue. I'm only running 100 megabits here, and there is going to be some latency between the video, sound, and all that incorporated. But thank you for checking in. We'll be back. Good morning to you, Pete, W1BKZ.
Good morning, Bill, and the rest of the net, and whoever it is so far. W1BKZ, Pete in Burton. Who are you? I'll be here, though. I'll be listening.
Very well, Pete. Good morning to you. All right, N8EQT.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, all. N8EQT.
And good morning to you, Ray. Mark, KC8FQV.
Good morning, Bill. KCFQV, we got 62 degrees there.
Very well, Mark. At the moment, you've got the warm spot. 57 showing here in Wycliffe. Damp. I think the rain has stopped for the moment. But good morning to you. Neil, W9HIP. KE8HQK. Megan, WB8IXZ. Kevin, KE8JUI.
Good morning, all. N8IJG. Let's go viral. Okay.
Yeah, try a few things out, experiment around. Good morning to you, Kevin. Mark, W8KME.
Good morning, Bill, and everybody on the net. W8KME is here. 63 degrees here in Middlefield, but heavily overcast. And your YouTube video is coming in very loud and clear. When I went to pick it up, I searched through a list. I put in the Google or the YouTube search N8IJG live stream. It came up with a whole list of them, and the one for this morning, it did say the Trivia Net, and it's had a red box in it that said live. Back to you, W8KME.
All right, thank you very much for doing some clarification for me. As I said, I'm not quite getting the same results over here, and as I do this, like to see or have at least an idea to explain what the viewers would look for. So thank you very much, Mark, for the additional. I appreciate it. And good morning to you. Larry, K8LPC.
N8IJG in the group, K8LPC. A very good morning to you, Bill. A very good morning to everyone. The last time I looked, it was 54 degrees and overly cast with drizzle on the top of the hill in the township of Chardon. Other than that, everything is good. Please let me know if you want me to push you in that mode and give you a 3-minute timeout timer at K8LPC.
Alrighty, not using this repeater. What is the standard timeout mode?
60 seconds.
Okay, we may have to, especially when we go to the comment round. So I don't know if you need me to stand by while you do that.
Just give me permission to take a break, and I'll run tones and then give you a 3-minute timeout.
Then if you would please, I will stand by until you let me know that it's been done.
This is K8LPC with tones. At K8LPC, back to N8IJG. You have a 3-minute timeout timer.
All right, Larry, thank you very much for that. Not knowing the functionality of the repeater, and especially the comment round, people usually go a couple minutes. So thank you for that, and good morning to you. Eric, WD8MHR. Jim, W8MIJ. Ron, NU8N. Paul, KD8NI. Mark, KD8NPD, N8IJG with the Trivia Net. Brad, KD8ON. Lyle, KB8OVA.
Well, good morning, Bill, and everybody else on that wave. there. Yeah, it's 64 degrees. KBA to OBA.
All right, Lyle. Yeah, I'm just playing around and let people kind of see what how the whole kit and caboodle works. And good morning to you. Larry, N3, PVB. Linda, WB8QLT. Thomas, KD8QMP.
KD8QMP. Good morning, Bill, and all on the net. Overcast and soggy here, 57 degrees. Going in and out. My wife had hand surgery on Tuesday, so Tuesday morning, so everything's schedule's kind of upside down here, so I'll be in and out, and I'll say 7-3 to everybody. Have a great day, and just a quick question here. What's the 9-4 out? I was listening around here and caught you on this one. I figured it's probably out. Back to you, Bill. KD8QMP.
Thank you, Thomas, for taking some time checking in. Best to your wife on the recovery. And yes, 9.4 is down, and we're using this repeater as our alternate until 9.4 becomes operational again. So don't know when that's going to occur, so I guess we're going to have to kind of jump between a couple different repeaters to find us since we don't really have a, as far as I'm aware of, a Facebook page or any other mass communication device for anybody that participates with the net. But 73 to you, have a good day, and thank you for checking in. Bob, KO8RS. Stewart, W8STU.
N8IJG, W8STU. Well, good morning, Bill, and the rest of that. I must have the cold spot this morning. I only have 48 degrees and soggy ground here in Painesville Township. Back to net control, W8STU.
Yes, Stuart, it appears that you do have the cold spot. The soggy ground, I think, is going to stick around for a while. I was lucky enough to get the lawn mowed yesterday, and I'm sure I'm going to have knee-high grass come next week. So it's going to be tough to get the yard done, but and maybe we're starting to warm up, even though maybe today is not the best indicator. Yesterday turned out to be very comfortable. Thank you for checking in. Good morning to you. Linda, KD8SUN. Tom, Lee, KD8UAP.
Good morning, Bill. KD8UAP here. Thank you. And it is definitely a soggy ground around here. I got 62 degrees here in Burton.
Yeah, I guess there's a cold front hanging along the lakeshore, which is tending to bring down the temperatures and slightly warmer to the south. Tom, N8UAZ.
N8UAZ here. No internet, no phone, so I can't see you live streaming. N8UAZ.
Oh no, back to the dark ages. I have to just rely on analog, but it's good to have the backup. Good morning, Tom. Joe, KE9UL. Edwin, KD8VCH. Sue, KC8VHC. Guy, KC8WAR. Don, KD8WBO. Butch, W3YQX.
Morning, W3YQX, 64 degrees and clearing at skies. W3YQX, back to net control.
And good morning, Butch. I'm glad you're having some clearing skies. Good morning. And this is N8IJG with the Trivia Net. That completes my printed list. Do we have additional stations that haven't been identified wishing to join the net? Then it's time to put out that request, and that being I'm looking for 2 stations. Each station to offer up a question for us this morning to the group, get the brain matter working, and thus being known as the Trivia Net. So first station that wishes to offer up a question, please call.
KP8 OVA.
Wow, KB at OVA, thank you. I have you as our first questionnaire, and do I have a second?
I'll give you a second one, NWCF.
Sally and 1BCF, thank you very much. We'll be back in a moment. Lyle, KB8 OVA, if you airways are now yours.
Hi, good morning, Bill, and everybody else. I hope I'm making it. Somebody said one time that I wasn't doing too good, but we'll give it a try. All right, here's a question. Whose grave is widely said to carry a curse against whoever disturbs it? I'll repeat the question. You got 4 that you can choose from. Whose grave is widely said to carry a curse against whoever disturbed it? Was it Charlie Chaplin, Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, or Harry Houdini? I'll repeat the question. You got 4 that you can choose from. Whose grave is widely said to carry a curse against whoever disturbs it? Is it Charlie Chaplin, Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, or Harry Houdini? There you go, Bill. KBA OVA.
All right, what I'm filling in here is, it wasn't the question that I expected, especially the answers. Whose grave carries a curse against anyone who disturbs it? And the 4 choices are Charlie Chaplin, Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, or Harry Houdini. How's that?
I guess it's close enough, Bill. KB8 OVA.
Alrighty. I do appreciate your question, Lyle. Sally and 1BCF, if you're ready.
I'm ready, and all of a sudden my browser doesn't support your your video anymore. Oh well, I'll try again later. My question is this. What is the magic ingredient in popcorn that makes it pop? What is the magic ingredient in popcorn that makes it pop? And 1BCF.
got the question right, fill in. What magic ingredient in popcorn that makes it pop? Kind of missing a word there, but is that correct?
So Roger, N8IJG.
Okay, did a little touch up to it. Okay. Alrighty, we have our 2 questions posted on the board. Do we have stations that are standing by that haven't been identified that wish to join the net before we start our comment round? How about the answer round? Alright, mine's going too many different directions today. Alrighty, we got one early departure. Ryan, N8RCV.
N8IJG in the group, N8RCV. Well, Bill, if your mind's going in so many directions, it gives you a little hope that you have options. So look at it that way, a little bit of positivity. Hi. Well, for Lyle's question, for me, it's either way, either Edgar Allan Poe or Harry Houdini. So I'm going to go with the latter and say the Magic Man himself, Mr. Houdini. And for Sally's question, put me in the L&L room for a sticky bun and some coffee. N8RTV.
Very well, Ryan. Any other departing comments before you go?
Well, as I head southbound on State Route 91 going into work, it is extremely foggy, so those who have to go out today, please use caution, and remember, when the windshield wipers are on, the headlights are on too. N8RTV 732.
Very well, Ryan. Thank you for taking some time checking in this morning. Listen along as time permits. You have a good day and do be safe out there. We'll ask the questionnaires to record correct responses. And I guess we're ready to pick up answers from the remainder of the group. This is N8IJG with the Trivia Net. Sally, N1BCF, but again, not to your own.
Well, since Ryan took Houdini, I think I'm going to take Edgar Allan Poe. N1BCF.
All right, Sally, some good choices there. Pete, W1BKZ.
Hey, I'm going to take a guess with Edgar Allan Poe. And the magic ingredient that makes popcorn pop is heat. How about that? W1BKZ, back to net.
Well, we'll find out if your thinking is correct or not in a few minutes. But before we get answers, we need to complete our roster. So we'll go to Ray, N8EQT.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. This is N8EQT. I don't know what the temperature is underneath the Japanese maple tree, but I'm sure it's wet. I can see drops hanging from the leaves. All right, trivia. Boy, I don't know. I was going to say Houdini, but that was taken, and then Poe. I'll go Charlie Chaplin with the one, just to cover some of the spaces. I don't know about Shakespeare. And popcorn, I'm going to say moisture of water. Water, I think when it gets hot, eventually it overcomes the shell and pops it open. We'll find out. Yeah, good trivia. Back to you, Bill. N8EQT.
All right, Ray. Yep, we'll find out in a little bit. We go to Mark, KC8FQV.
All right, KSFQ. Yeah, moisture on the popcorn. And the other one, I think it's going to be, A, whatever that one was. So we'll send it back to net, KSFQV.
Alrighty, that'd be Charlie Chaplin. Kevin, K8JUI, it's over to you.
Good morning, all. KJUI. Yeah, for Lyles, I expected to hear King Tut, but that's not on the list. So I'm going to go with, I don't know the answer, so the answer is going to be C. And then for Sally's, it's water. But I like Pete's response of heat, so you can't make the water expand without heat. So I'm going to say water, K-E-H-J-U-I.
All right, Kevin, your thought process was similar. I was thinking King Tut and a few of the other Egyptian pharaohs. So, yeah, I kind of, as I said, Lyle kind of threw a loop into that when he started reading the possible answers. Mark, W8KME, N8IJG with the trivia net.
Good morning again, everybody on the net. This is W8KME dashing to the radio. I'm also going to go along in the school of thought here with Edgar Allan Poe for the one question, and moisture in the center of the kernel, which heat then makes expand and it pops it open. So those are my answers, and I'll stick with them. Back to you, Bill. W8KME.
Very well, Mark. Thank you for the answer. And now we're to Larry, K8LPC.
N8IJG in the group, K8LPC. All right, very good. Well, I'm going to ride a lot of people's coattails. I'm going to say Edgar Allan Poe and moisture in the corn that would make it pop when heat is applied. But gosh, I agree with you. I would have thought it would have been King Tut or some other Egyptian thing. But now I have a myriad of ideas what to put on my casket. With that, I'll turn it back to net control. N8IJG, K8LPC.
All right, Larry, maybe I misunderstood. Were you going to L&L room, or were you going to make a choice on one of the four candidates?
Edgar Allan Poe, and moisture for the popcorn.
All righty, I got it that time. Thank you very much. Take a leap here to Lyle, KB8OVA. Again, not your own.
Hey, good morning, Bill, and everybody else on the net there. Yes, good question there. Yeah, I'm going to say it's moisture or water, whatever that's inside the corn. And that's why they say you put the corn in a jar and seal it, because it dries out and it won't pop as good as if it's sealed. And it's like a tree, if a lightning strikes a tree, and it goes down inside the tree, and there's sap in there, and the heat is so quick and strong, the tree actually explodes. That's what happened to a kernel of popcorn. It explodes, only on a smaller scale. KB8OVA.
Very well, Lyle. We do thank you for your answer. And we move to Stuart, W8STU.
N8IJG, WSTU. Well, I'm going to say Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. And for Sally's, I was just going to say air, but I think Ray hit it, so I'll say moisture too. Back to net control, WSTU.
All right, Stuart. And Lee, KD8UAP.
Good morning again, Bill. KD8UAP here. I'll go with Harry Houdini on the one, and I can follow on everybody's shirt tails with moisture in the kernels, but I was more thinking of a snap and crack core, the ones that cause it to pop. With that, I'll turn it back over to you in the net. 88 UAP.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. Tom, N8UAZ.
N8IJG, I go along with Eddie Rail and Paul, and yes, a certain type of corn holds moisture in the kernel, which causes it to explode. So it's moisture. N8IJG.
All right, Tom, and Butch, W3YQX.
Say, Harry is Ozzy. Yeah, Harry is Ozzy. Yeah, Harry is zany. And popcorn has got a moisture in it, but I can't remember what the percentage is. W3YQX back to net control.
All right, Butch, I'm sure somebody will fill us in, maybe even Lyle, or rather Sally, on the moisture content. But that completes my list. This is N8IJG with the Trivia Net. Are there any stations that I missed? Any stations that are standing by, or stations wishing to alter an answer? This is your time. Please check in.
BKZ.
BKZ, go ahead.
Change the popcorn answer to electromagnetic radiation instead of just heat. Back to that.
Alrighty, you got a variety. No one said butter. That seems to be the biggie at the movie theaters. Anyway, that seems to complete our list. And are there any other stations wanting to adjust an answer before we pick up, or new stations wishing to join us before we pick up our answers? Well, I guess we will now find out what people had, how people did. As I said, Lyle, along with some Kevin, kind of threw us on your answer pool. So, fill us in on the grave and the curse that is carried upon it. KB8 OV8.
Very good morning, Bill, and everybody else on the net. Whose grave is widely said to carry a curse against whoever disturbs it? Was it Charlie Chaplin, Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, or Harry Houdini? And the answer is William Shakespeare. N8IJG was the only one that got it. And Ray, N8EQT, you say when in doubt, pick C. You didn't. So, congratulations, N8IJG. You got it, buddy. All right. Now, here's the rest of the story. Some of these words I may not be able to speak real good, but here we go. William Shakespeare, got his name right. Is best... No, wait, that's not right. William Shakespeare is buried in Holy Trinity Church in his hometown of Stafford upon Avon, in Warwickshire, England. Apparently Shakespeare had an unusual obsession with burial and his fear of being dug up or exhumation. Those visiting his tomb will notice a sign on his grave that is believed to be penned by William Shakespeare himself. The inscription is in fact a curse that reads, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear,
who dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man who spares those stones, and cursed be the man that moves my bones. That's the rest of the story, and it's really interesting. Back to you, Bill. KBA, OBA. Good job.
Well, we thank you, Lyle, for offering up the question. Along the lines of what we had, I don't know, a week or so ago about at the time, the issue of people being buried alive or preventing being buried alive. I know Edgar Allan Poe had a fear of that as well, so it was part of the time. So, but very well, we do thank you for our answer, for your question, and got a winner out of it, and the C was the magical answer. So we thank you again, Lyle, for offering up the question. And next we go to Sally, N8IJG
N8IJG in the group. Yes, the magic ingredient is indeed water. Water in that little kernel. And the first one to get it was Ray, N8EQT. Congratulations, you get some chocolate-covered popcorn, or at least popcorn with chocolate drizzled over it. If you haven't tried it, do so. It's fabulous. Anyway, others, several of them got it as well, with KMB Martin giving the most complete answer first, followed by Lyle. He had a really complete answer as well. So a lot of you got it, so there it is. It was a quickie, something I could dredge up roll in a bit of a hurry. Back to you, and N8IJG.
Now, thank you, Sally, for offering up a question this morning as well. It is appreciated, and a good way to get the morning started, especially in the kind of weather conditions, shape that the outdoors we're experiencing right now. Waiting for more yesterday-related weather. So, good way to start off the day. So, thank you both. Are there any stations that are wanting to join the net before we start the comment round, or stations that need any clarification from our questionnaires? All right, I guess we'll go ahead and move to the comment round. Just as an additional note, this evening I will be running the Lake County Amateur Radio Association Thursday night 2-meter net on 147.210, and we'll be live streaming that as well. So if you're not able to get in the repeater, would like to hear how the net functions, this is a way to do it. As I said, kind of experimenting around with some additional audio, video, visual types of uses of technology. And somebody mentioned that would like to see the trivia net, so I just thought I would throw it up and let you. I like the software. It gives me ability to play around with some of the software and other garbage I have around here. So I thought I would do that for the benefit of all. So let's see, no departures. So Sally, that weather conditions again, maybe a slightly favorable. I guess we're supposed to get a drying period before the next rainfall, but I guess it's probably going to be wet for the majority of the day. N8BCF, over to you.
Oh, yes, it's a gloomy one, and it's Thursday. I think today I'm going to have to leave my riding companion at home, and it's going to be a little too hot for him. Especially since I found out last week if I roll the window down, 4 or 5 inches, he's going to try to climb out the window. He's my little Houdini, and always has been from the time he was a puppy. I have a picture of him hanging himself up, just hanging on the top of his dog rug, looking at the world, watching the world go by, just up there at the 6-foot level, and his paws hanging over the top, and he's just sitting there. So he's staying home, since I don't dare open the windows enough to give him the kind of airflow I want him to have. Oh, let's see. I got 3 minutes too. I can yak on forever. Anyway, what I'm seeing, I went to do YouTube again. I went off it to do something else. Your browser does not currently recognize any of the video formats available. Click here to visit our frequently asked questions about HTML5 video. So I don't know. I'll let the guru take a look at it a little bit later, see if you can figure out anything. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. Hi, everybody. Have a dry one. Everyone BCF.
All right, Sally. Yeah, I don't have a Mac here, so I'm not exactly sure the format that it's being used. I thought it was just an AVI file, but I could be mistaken. And the other piece too, again, I don't know what browser that you're using. If you're using Apple Safari, you may want to try to use Firebird as an alternate that could possibly remedy your issue as well. So you might have to experiment around with a couple of different browsers. One may not be set up properly. So just a couple thoughts off the top of the head. But thanks for checking in. You have a safe drive. 73 to you, and have a good day. Pete W1 BKZ, it's down to you. N8IJG with the Trivia Net.
Righty. Yeah, browsers. Oh, don't even get me started. We have available, I hate to say this, Chrome. I don't recommend anybody use that one. Firefox, and of course, Internet Explorer, which has got to be the worst of them all. Anyway, Chrome is even better. I hate to say that, but Windows Explorer is falling apart. Other than that, I might even put up an antenna today. I've got a wire antenna. I just want to stick up in the air, just get it off the ground, and see what happens with it. So I just may do that today. If it doesn't rain, I don't think it's going to rain before 5 o'clock, so that's a good thing, I hope. We'll see what happens there. Other than that, nothing else going on here. W1BKZ, back to net.
All right, Pete. Yeah, they kind of indicated a drying period in there, but we are supposed to be in for some heavier rains later today, tomorrow. I guess into Saturday as well, so it's going to be a wet one. What I heard, Microsoft is ditching Edge, which is the replacement to Internet Explorer, and they're going to be moving to more of a Chrome basis for their browser. So I don't know if there's some royalties being paid or what your arrangements are, but Edge is going to be going away as well, and they're going to be moving to a browser that's more Chrome formatted. So just as an FYI by what I heard. And with that, we'll go down to Ray, N8EQT.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning again to everybody in that N8EQT. Yeah, I can't downstream from you. My computer's up on the 3rd floor. I'm in the basement right now. Computer's up on the 3rd floor. I guess I could take my HC up there and communicate, but I saw you when you were streaming the Lake County net a month ago or so. Maybe I'm not sure about this afternoon though, or this evening, because my cousin's wife invited me over. She's got some company from Europe over there. And I don't know. I guess they want to meet me. But anyways, I might have to go over there. Popcorn, right now I'm out of popcorn. I ran out and didn't taste that good last time I tried it. Maybe like the same way, it was getting stale. Who knows? And boy, Houdini, I think Houdini, wasn't he the one that said that if there was a way to come back from the dead, he was going to find it. He was going to find a way to come back from the dead. So, and I guess we're all still waiting. Anyways, back to you, Bill. Nice to N8IJG.
All right, Ray. The video stream is archived, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. So you can go back at a later time and revisit this session when you have the opportunity. So it is going to be archived, and will be always available for you to pull up on your screen and view as many times as you wish. Seeing my great mug shot. Try to use a side shot rather than a head on. So, but anyway, very well. Do thank you for checking in. We'll say 73, and you have a very good day. Mark, KC8FQV, it's over to you.
Alright, Bill, KC8FQV, yeah, a light rain out here now. This drop, you know, it's just like someone shaking a rag out right now. But, yeah, that was good trivia, and we'll watch that tonight maybe. Yeah, everything's moving over to the H264. This is going to be the new format that they're working with, trying to get to. And yeah, Edge, that Microsoft thought they had the greatest thing, and Edge was probably the worst thing that, one of the other worst things that could occur, and that's why everyone was going to Chrome. Chrome had its issues that time. But that's why there's so many browsers out there. Netscape out there, I think, still do, and Firefox, and there's the Apple Safari. But, well, end of the month, well, the new month, we got a date in 18 days. So we'll send it back to the net. Yeah, I was going to come last night to the meeting, and I said, another time. But everything's a drive, so we'll send it back to the net, KC8FQV.
All right, Mark. Yeah, H264 has been the standard for quite a few years. As 4K comes out, or is out now, the format's beginning to change. But very well. Yeah, not a best drive day for getting to a LaCaro meeting. I'd wait for a drier day. Roads were quite wet last night. Ran into some heavy rains on my return, so better to do it on a dry day. But do thank you for checking in. You have a good day, and 73. That moves us next to Kevin, KE8JUI.
K8JUI. Good morning all again for the third time. And see, it pays to answer C when you don't know. Sometimes you just get lucky. I'm going to play the lottery tonight. And then maybe I could be retired after that. Anyway, Bill, I requested a live stream, and thank you for doing that. It's going to be interesting to hear myself and how either good or bad I sound. So I guess I'll find out when I check it out later tonight. All right, all. Have a great day. KE8JUI.
All right, Kevin. And yeah, just make the technology available. We never actually hear ourselves in the way we normally talk until we get a recording, and then we're all in kind of shock and awe. Definitely don't have a radio voice or a video face, so it worked out best for the type of job. Radio and TV was not going to be in my future, so just do this stuff to play around with. But do thank you for taking time checking in this morning. with your participation, and have fun listening, and getting an idea on how you sound if you haven't done so recently. We'll say 73 and have a great day. We'll go to Mark, W8KME.
Good morning again, Bill, and everybody on the net. W8KME here. You look good on YouTube there. Everything's been working well with that. And I noticed some people must have been making some way that there's some way that they can post a comment to you. So there's some of those that you may see as they do it, or you may have to check afterwards. I found that interesting. I didn't know that worked. I tried, but I can't. I don't know why. But anyway, it's nice to see it on there. I like your station. It's very nice. And today I've got a busy day. Got a lot of running around to do. So 73, everyone. We'll talk to you again. Back to you, Bill. W8KME.
Very well, Mark. Yeah, I now see the comment up there. A lot of multitasking when I'm doing this, multiple screens open, and well, trying to keep the check on the list orders. So don't always have time to use the keyboard and respond back. So. But I do appreciate it. Yeah, being on the receiving end, I'm not sure of all the functionality myself. There is a section I see on my end where I can do a comment back. I'm well aware of that. And you may just have to, again, expand out your screen a little bit. Maybe you're scrolled a little bit too far over to the left. So anyway, something to play around with, just giving people opportunity to play around if they hadn't done the video streaming to see how it's done. And just do some additional playing. That's what I try to do, and show different functionalities of the hobby and technology. But do appreciate you checking in. You have a wonderful day. And 73. Larry, K8LPC, N8IJG with the Trivia Net.
N8IJG, K8LPC. Well, once again, a very good morning to you, my friend, and a very good morning to everyone. Excellent job this morning. I've been watching you live stream. Very, very interesting, and I'll be looking forward to it again this evening. You had a most excellent presentation last night on software-defined radios and dongles. That was very, very interesting. I enjoyed seeing that, and enjoyed seeing Scott Gamley, N8SY as well. So it was a very good meeting. Well, it's going to be a busy day. It's already been busy. I've already had air conditioning guy here. It was time for the yearly checkup, and I'm glad to say he found nothing wrong, but I still had to stimulate the economy, if you know what I mean. So with that, let me say 7-3s to you, my friend, as well as everyone. 88s if and where they apply. And Bill, I'll be listening out, and when you close to that, I'll return it to the regular mode. N8IJG, K8LPC.
All right, Larry, do thank you. Yes, meeting was very enjoyable last night. I like giving the presentation. As I said, just keep people aware of different types of technologies that are out there. Do appreciate your approval to use the repeater. We do thank you, the trivia group, for allowing us to use it, and also with your participation in the net as well. And we'll see how things go this evening. So thank you again. You're better off than I am. I have to replace our air conditioner unit, so Got a quote last year, and we'll have to call up the installer, make arrangements, and get a unit in very shortly, because I have a feeling we're going to go from the 60s to the 90s in a very short amount of time. I think it's one of those years we're not going to have a gradual rise in temperature. It's just going to be going right into the oven, at least in my opinion, but we'll see. But thank you again, 73, and we'll talk to you later. And that moves us to Lyle, KB8OVA.
Well, good morning, Bill, and everybody else on it. Good excellent. I got the computer in the other room there, so it doesn't bother me. I can put the volume up, then go in there and watch it for a little bit there, so makes it interesting here. And, yeah, it looks like you could fall asleep in that chair. Something like what I got in front of my computer. Been there, done that. A couple of times I sitting there playing on something, and all of a sudden I wake up. So that's how it goes. You take care, Bill, and incidentally, Frank said hi. 7-3, take care, buddy. N8IJG in the trivia net, KB8OVA.
All right, Lyle, thank you for offering up the question. Please relay hello from me to Frank as a relay. Would appreciate that. And yes, I have fallen asleep in this chair on a number of occasions, some of which being the trivia net. Kind of dozing off, and I hear my call, and it's trying to grab the senses quick enough to put somewhat of a organized statement back up on the air as I press the mic button. So yeah, I've drifted off a few times in this chair. It's comfortable. Thank you again for being here and your participation. 73. And that now takes us to Stuart, W8STU.
N8IJG, W8STU. Well, good morning, Bill, and the rest of that. I got a real good question this morning, and don't think I got any of them right, but always learn something new here at the Trivia Net. And I'm working on a zoning permit for a new shed. I didn't know you needed a permit just to have one that's pre-built, dropped off. But Painesville Township wants a daggone permit. So I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm going to have to give him a call and ask him some questions here, because it's pretty well detailed. I don't know all the dimensions of the property and everything. Oh, Lord, what a mess. Yeah, well, today's payday, so I'm going to go out and pay some bills and whatnot. And hopefully take the kids to see Mom today. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. And also hope I'll be able to check into the care on that tonight. But then I'll say 73s, a big Indies to the ladies, and until we talk again, God bless everyone. Back to net control, that's to you.
Yeah, Stuart, every city has a different requirements as far as building permits go. And that's what you get. Yeah, you just call the city and speak to the building department to find out what permits are needed. So you're right that way. Sometimes it's very surprising. Here in Wycliffe, I threw up a 30-foot tower and didn't require a building permit. But I hear it's noticeably different in Painesville, or rather Menor. So depends upon the community, and maybe Wycliffe has changed, but when I put mine up, I didn't have any issues. So every city's a little different. Very well with your visit later. Thank you for joining the net. You have a good day, and 73. And where I'm on my list, it's to Lee, KB8UAP.
Well, my one run I had stay dry, and I know I won't get the lawn mowed, but I do need to change the blade on the mower, so maybe I'll get that done today as well. So I'll be ready for Sunday to mow. With that, I'll say 73, and everybody have a good day. And Sally is still say, snap and crackle is what makes the popcorn pop. With that, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, Lee, yeah, the maintenance is probably a good plan. After doing the lawn yesterday, want to kind of get underneath the lawnmower and scrape out the excessive grass accumulation before that begins to rot out the deck. So, got to use these days for the maintenance aspect. But very well, I do thank you for checking in. You have a good day in 73. Tom, N8IJG, over to you.
Yeah, UAZ. First off, Bill, interesting presentation you gave last night. I enjoyed it and learned a little bit, which is always good. I had to go out this morning. I didn't expect it to rain as long as it did. I thought they said it was going to be a passing shower last night. Well, that passing shower lasted about 10 hours, I think. But anyways, went over the river, and all that water is restructuring the east branch over there. Had to go over to Mark's, needed some things up, doing some beef jerky, a couple pounds of it, and I need some things that I didn't have for the marinade, and hopefully I can get that done. I wanted to throw and smoke a fish, but some steelhead, but with all this moisture, I don't want the smoker outside, so we'll just see what's going to happen, maybe tomorrow. Everybody have a good day, and thanks for running the net. And I wish I could see that streaming, but I don't have internet, so I'm getting TV through the garage, through the air. Got that set up out there, so. N8IJG, back to net control.
All right, Tom, good to see you last night. Yeah, the rain lasted a lot longer than what we thought, and as I said, this is going to be archived, so you can go back and view it later on. Our Time Warner, I don't know if you're still using that or not, was functioning up, well, when I shut it off about 8:30, so good. I got internet right now, so we're not having any issues here anyway, so it must be a localized problem. But do thank you for checking in. Glad you enjoyed the presentation. Got some information out of it, and as I said, kind of just showing experimental hobbyist types of things that you can do with the software-defined radios, the dongles. So you have a good day. Good luck with your smoking. Hopefully you get the drive time that you need. 73, and have a good day. Butch, W3YQX, we're over to you.
N8IJG. Well, everybody have a good day. For breakfast, we're going to have corned beef hash and eggs and bacon. W3YQX, back to net control.
Very well, Butch. Thank you very much for joining us today. And this is N8IJG with the Trivia Net. Do we have any stations with any closing comments?
KCF.
KCF, PD.
FQV, stand by. BCF, stand by. Tony, AI8M, go ahead.
Very quickly on towers and Menor. I had to dig a hole. David come up to check how deep it was, how wide, yada. It was full of water, but we stuck a tape measure done. It has to have, when your tower, you have to have how much weight can it, stand, how much pressure. So you usually get that off the internet, one of the tower outfits. So it's an involved thing, especially like if you're electric involved, you have to get another permit. But you just have a low voltage roller, and that's it. Back to you, Bill.
All right, Johnny, thank you for the update. As I said, I basically was kind of more indicating that every city has different requirements. I didn't have to go through any of that to put up my tower. I just went to the city. They said, go at it, keep it below 200 feet, and that's it. No, they didn't come out and check it. I mean, they've driven by already, and the guy stopped in and more kind of nosing around and complimented me on how it was and how it looked. But no, nothing I had to go through permit-wise here in Wetcliff. And I also heard Menor, and again, this is just what I've heard, is it's got to be positioned so if the tower falls, it only will fall on your own property and not anybody else's. But that's whatsoever. But thank you very much, Tony, for the update. Appreciate it and listening along. You have a good day in 73. Sally, N8IJG, go ahead.
My quick comment was, I was using a laptop. It was the laptop where I couldn't get you. It says your browser does not currently recognize any of the video formats available. Check here to visit our frequently asked questions about HTML5 video. That's all. You know, I got you fine on my Apple products. That was not a big deal at all.
Okay on,
and it works okay with Windows 10 or something.
works okay on Firefox.
Oh, it works okay on Firefox, he says. So it's my ancient laptop that it didn't work on. But I was able to get the previous ones. You know, I could see a couple of Tuesday night, and that's no problem. It's just this live one I couldn't. So that's me. I can get it elsewhere, so that's all that matters, unless you have some wonderful insight. N8IJG.
Nah, that's the problem with the older computers. They don't support the stuff. That gets to be an issue again. I don't know what age we're talking about, but Firefox seems to be kind of a default. It's probably the most accepting browser out there. I do like Chrome, but it does have its quirks, and then I jump over to Firefox. So, but got something that works. That's really all that matters. And this FT8L, not familiar with that. I've never seen that listed, so that's a new one for me. Mark, KC8FQV.
A few of the questions were answered about what was last night, and I was wondering if you've seen in there what software. I remember you typed it in there, what software you were using to capture the video and feed it, and that looks good. So hey, it just opens the door up for all kinds of things. KCWQV.
Yep, that's what I try to do, is give people, you know, it's thought I was been playing with for a while, and it has a lot of functionality. We can do online instruction with it, and a number of different other options too. So just as I said, throw ideas out there and let people see how might best suit them. So that's the idea. Do we have any other closing comments from any other stations?
Okay, so additional comment, Bill.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, a lot of the cities, you know, it's not so much what you're doing, it's just they want the money. This is what they're looking for, is cash. It's the biggest thing. You know, they want to say, oh yeah, but a lot of times they wash their hands. You know, there was an incident down here in Aurora where they were installing or renovating a house, and they installed the gas furnace or hot water heater, it was, one of the two. And that was the house that had explosion, and the kid was, of course, hospitalized in a burn unit down in Cincinnati for a couple of years. He finished up school, but the city sort of washed their hands. You know, even though they're infected. So a lot of the stuff It's just cash. Not even, they don't want to stand behind it, really. KSFP, back to net.
Yeah, that kind of opens up a can of worms, and I'm not going to go down that road. Somewhat yes, somewhat no. That's basically all I'm going to say with that. But thank you very much for your comments. Any other stations? Then I'll bring today's net to a close. I would like to thank the owners and operators of the Norma Group for the use of this repeater, being 147-015, for the trivia net this morning, with our normal repeater of 146.94 being down, and do appreciate Norma for allowing us to use this machine in the absence of our standard one. So thank you again, Norma, and would encourage anyone to help finance 015, and so that they can keep this repeater up on the air for our use as one of the best coverages around Northeast Ohio, due to its elevation of 600 plus feet on the antennas. And as I said, any monetary contribution to its continuous operation would be appreciated by the owners and operators. So with that note, I would like to thank everyone that has checked in this morning, and I'll return this repeater to regular amateur use. Do stand by for a few minutes before taking the repeater. Larry will have to again deactivate the net mode and return it to its normal operation. And with that all being said, this is N8IJG wishing everyone a good day, 73, and thank you for being here.
N8IJG, KLPC, great job, Bill. KLPC with tones.